Hello and welcome to another opportunity to finally get rid of your pimples and to say goodbye to your acne, or in other words to say acne be gone, and then your acne will be gone. That's what I want to show you today. Today I want to share practical tips with you that you can follow if you want to get rid of your acne fast. And I have to warn you, you won't like some of the tips that I'm going to share with you. Maybe with some of them you will say, yeah, I can do that. But then there are others that you will say, it's a little bit too tedious. I don't know if I should do that. Maybe I should better not do that. I can honestly tell you from my own experience as somebody who has suffered from severe acne and as somebody who has helped a lot of people to heal their acne, that the following tips work. They are based on science and they are based on my practical experience. And now it's up to you if you follow them or not. All I want for you is that you can finally say, acne, bye-bye. I can live a life in peace and harmony. So let's get started. The first thing that you might want to do if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend is to touch your partner. However, you should tell your partner to not touch your face. And you should also not touch your face, because when you touch your face, you can get bacteria from your hands in your face. And if there's an open wound, aka a pimple that you might have popped before, or a pimple that just opened up in itself, you didn't pop it, but it popped itself, then you can get new bacteria, or let's say you can get bacteria in the pimple, and then a new pimple can form. And I know for a fact, or let's say I assume, that you don't wash your hands every 5 minutes. In fact, you shouldn't do that, otherwise at some point you won't have any skin on your hands anymore. That's why it's important to tell your partner, hey, you can touch me all over my body, but don't touch me where I have acne. And for you it's the same. Observe yourself whenever you want to touch your face. Really try to become aware of these moments when you want to touch yourself. And I'm not talking about touching yourself in this way, I think you get what I mean. When you touch your face, don't do it. And speaking of touching your face, resist the urge of popping your pimples. I know you want to do it. I know you want to pop that pimple, especially when there's a little white dot on top of the pimple. I still remember when I suffered from severe acne, I wanted to pop these things all the time. And unfortunately, most of the time, I actually did it. And as a result, the next day I thought, woohoo, or let's say the evening, when I popped it, I thought, oh yeah, that pimple is gone. The next day I woke up and then I was in shock horror. 2 new pimples had formed exactly on the spot where I popped the pimple. And the reason for that is pretty simple. When you pop the pimple, the bacteria from that pimple gets in the surrounding skin area. And then this bacteria has a perfect breeding ground again for the new construction of a new building, aka a new pimple. So try to resist that urge. And that's why I said in the beginning, becoming aware of these habits is so important if you want to heal your acne. And by becoming aware of them, you will realize how often you actually want to touch your face, how often you want to pop your pimple. And then what you can also do, especially if you live a very active lifestyle, and now we come to a tip where you might say, oh, that's too tedious, oh, I don't want to do that. That's to shower multiple times per day. Because if you are sweating your butt off, then no matter if you have pimples on your butt, on your neck, or on your face, sweat is the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. And if you then combine the 2 things that I just mentioned, where you touch yourself all the time in these areas where you have acne, and you also pop your pimples all the time, then you don't have to wonder why your acne gets worse instead of better. Instead, shower multiple times a day, wash your face, and clean your face with a skincare product that contains the right ingredients. And according to science, one of the right ingredients is benzoyl peroxide. And there's one study that I want to mention, and this study was published in the Journal of Clinical and Aesthetic Dermatology. It's called A Review of the Safety and Efficacy of Benzoyl Peroxide 5.3% emollient form in the management of truncal acne vulgaris. And I want to read directly from the abstract. The foam formulation has demonstrated significant reduction in acne on the back when used either as a leave-on or a short contact therapy for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes can make a difference. And the same is also true for glycolic acid. Again, I want to mention science. A selective evidence-based medicine review from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine came to the following conclusion. The results of these 3 studies show conclusive evidence that the use of glycolic acid is effective in the treatment of acne. Each study demonstrated both a significant quantitative and qualitative improvement. And because these 2 ingredients are so incredibly effective when it comes to healing acne, there's just one skincare product that I can recommend to you. And you can find out more about this skincare product by going to acnebegonepodcast.com/clear. That's acnebegonepodcast.com/clear. Or you can simply click on the first link in the description. And then I invite you to do what I did a couple of years ago, which changed my life completely. Say no to dairy and write your dairy-free diary. Because when you note down in a journal how your skin changes when you quit eating cheese and drinking milk, this can show you the drastic effect that this lifestyle choice can have on your acne. And as a German, I can tell you that this was almost the hardest thing I've ever done, because we Germans, we love our cheese. Oh, and we have such delicious cheese. However, it's not good for your skin, at least according to science. A study from the year 2019 discovered that people between the ages of 10 to 24 that drank milk 3 or more days each week were more likely to develop severe acne than people who didn't drink milk. And in a study from the year 2018, the researchers concluded that those participants, and there were 114 participants, with acne were found to drink significantly more milk than people who didn't have acne. And I actually did a lot of research about milk and acne when I tried to heal my acne. And according to a lot of research papers, milk is logically designed for baby cows, not for humans. Cow milk is not good for you. Cow milk is simply not good for human beings. We can't digest it. It can lead to inflammation, aka it can lead to skin irritation and acne. And if I were you, I would give it a shot, especially if you eat a lot of cheese. Maybe you're also German, or you drink a lot of milk. Let it go. Don't do it. Let it go. Let it go. When you really think about it, the advertising industry tells us that milk is so important, milk is so healthy, but science says it's not. In my experience, and also the experience from my clients, tells me that milk is the worst thing you can drink if you want to get rid of your acne. And don't toast yourself until you can't recognize yourself anymore. In other words, be careful with your exposure to sunlight. Frequent sun exposure dehydrates your skin, which can then over time make your skin produce more oil and block your pores. And this can again lead to more acne. And let's face it, you don't want to look like a leather handbag when you're 50. So be careful with your exposure to sunlight. And love yourself as much as you possibly can. I know that sounds a little bit weird, and now you might be saying, Sebastian, have you lost your marbles? Not so fast. I still remember when I suffered from severe acne, the time it was the worst was when I was angry, irritated, stressed. Your mental health has a drastic effect on your skin. And no, I'm not only a left-brain scientific German, but I'm also a very spiritual person. And I truly believe that when you try to love yourself more, you can and most likely will see an improvement in your skin. And that's why reducing stress in your life and finding peace and self-acceptance and then eventually self-love is so important. And I know that's the old chicken or egg situation. It's a dilemma. What's first, bad mental health and then acne, or is bad mental health the result of acne? In fact, it doesn't even matter. Dedicate yourself not only to healing your acne, but also to healing yourself, to healing your heart. And according to a scientific research paper from the year 2017, the hormones released during periods of stress can increase sebum production and inflammation, which can make acne worse. So yes, stress is not good. And let's be honest, if you hate yourself and you hate your life, then stress is the natural result. And that's why I'm so passionate about offering hypnosis sessions. And yes, hypnosis can help you with your acne. And if you want to find out how, you can go to acnebegonepodcast.com/hypnosis. I'm a certified hypnotist accredited by the American Alliance of Hypnotists. As a certified hypnotist, I'm looking forward to getting to know you and to help you. And what you can also do if you want to make your pimples go away is to limit your use of makeup. And this is especially important for the female listeners, but also, of course, if there's some guys listening who use makeup. I mean, No judgment, you can do whatever you want. However, even though you can do whatever you want, you might want to limit your use of makeup, because using a lot of makeup may clog pores and trigger breakouts. And if you do use makeup, make sure that you then also remove it in the evening before you go to bed. And for my female listeners right now, I tell you a little secret. A lot of guys don't even like it when women wear that much makeup. It's the same with you and guys when it comes to muscles. You might like a little bit of muscles, but you don't want your boyfriend to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the best days. At least according to scientific research, most women would prefer a body like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. And the same is true for guys when it comes to women in makeup. I hope you get the metaphor. So yes, sometimes less is more. And speaking of less is more, you don't have to buy 10,000 different skincare products and waste a lot of money. Why don't you invest in the one that truly works? At least according to science and my personal experience. And if you want to find out more about this skincare product, you can go to acnebegonepodcast.com/clear.